have. Do you think that is valid as well?
Well, when Raila Odinga found himself in a similar situation, he did the most honorable thing, to resign from his political party. Then he started his own political party. And then he bet everybody. Then he created a big movement which gave him very serious political capital. So, I mean, depending on what he's looking at for 2027, one would have imagined that it would be very prudent for him to resign today from ODM and like Pontius Pilate, wash his hands clean and focus on building a political party either under Linda Mwananchi or associated with Linda Mwananchi. And that way, it will inspire a lot of confidence and generate goodwill. Because he has said times above number that he cannot work with mediocrity. I mean, when he was making reference to the leadership of ODM. So if you cannot work with mediocrity, then why are you interested in still staying within the political party? And you know, the Kenyan voter, the average Kenyan voter, they want to see people who are very ferocious, who are fighters, who are like lions. So if he decides to resign today, and depending on the timelines, even occasion a by-election, then people will say, this is the man we want to associate with. But if he's blowing cold and hot, then he's got a big challenge. And there's another fundamental issue that has been raised here. It's very clear, although we can start revising history, that DCP was supporting a candidate in Mbeere. When the candidate did not win, they quickly disassociated themselves with that candidature. And that is something that we understand in the political space, because everybody wants to associate with success. Nobody wants to associate with failure. I can tell you for a fact, the gentleman who has just been warlocked in Olkalau, he has woken up this morning and he doesn't have a single missed call. The text messages and phone calls which were coming in truckloads the day before yesterday are going to run dry. You remember the story of retired PS Bitangendemo. He said when he was a PS, he used to get calls in truckloads. But as soon as he was removed from that position, those calls died. So success has got many cousins or many fathers. And right now, nobody wants to associate with somebody who is losing an election. And then we cannot claim to be people who accept our democracy, and we suffocate the interests and aspirations of politicians, candidates, or people from Mount Kenya who do not want to associate with DCP. We cannot allow any politician in Kenya to say that Mount Kenya is going to be a one-party zone. Allow Mr. Munya with his political party to thrive. Allow Mwangi Kiunjuru with his political party to thrive, because if you want to suffocate political parties in Mount Kenya, then those are elements of dictatorship, and that is toxic politics. Let everybody swim within his waters. If you are in UDA and you don't want to join DCP, we don't expect that people within DCP would start issuing threats, because these are people of sound mind. Let them go to the ballot, and during the elections for next year, then the voter will decide. And another thing that we need to be very careful with is about IEBC. This idea that when IEBC gives you a result that pleases you, you refer to it as a very good electoral body. And when they give you results that you are unhappy with, then you cast aspersions on their capacity to deliver. We must run away from them. You did ask a question whether this gentleman who has won in Olkalau is the first DCP member. But we've been given a list of many other people who are supposed to have won. But because the IEBC did not deliver a result that they wanted, then they said tunajua ile kitu yenye walifanya. We must, you know, asiyekubali kushindwa sio mshindani. So we must accept that we are going to win or we are going to lose. And when we lose, we accept defeat. And when we win, we accept it. And another thing is that now, we must accept the art of losing and the art of resignation. The people who are given the responsibility of delivering Olkalau and failed to do, maybe this morning they should be writing their resignation letters. Yeah, because if the head of state, head of government has given you a mandate and you fail to deliver, then you need to resign. Although again, this thing could be way over the people who are given the responsibility to go and work. Maybe it was a wave that they couldn't control with their bare hands, and they were no more than spectators.
All right. Final comment.
I think I must weigh in on the IEBC comment, and this thing of saying that if we had lost, we would have said IEBC is bad. I think a free and fair election is visible on the face of it. Look at the Kiambaa by-election. Even a fool would have accepted the results because there was no violence. There were no state-sponsored goons.